Hello you wonderfully killy people, welcome to Let's Get Critical. My name is Gar. In this video I'll be unboxing the brand new Kill Team expansion box set called Terror on Devlan. This box set introduces a brand new Kill Team into the game, and it also introduces a whole new way to play Kill Team. This new Kill Team format allows you to essentially bring monsters and vehicles into your games, and they're played as what's known as Nemesis operatives. But first, from the Astra Militarum, we have the Spectre squad. They are a standard size kill team, and you can select 10 playable operatives to take into the kill zone. Their playstyle focuses around a faction rule called Elite Fieldcraft. This lets you interrupt enemy activations to perform free shoot or reposition actions, and they also have a faction rule called Camo Cloaks. This lets them retain an extra save dice as a normal success when in cover. Second, we have a brand new monster from the Tyranids called the Red Terror. Now this is an old monster that's been brought back into the 40k universe with a fantastic new sculpt, and it has rules that allow you to be played in the Kill Team games. There are also 10 termagants to be used as NPOs for the campaign missions within the Terror on Devlan dossier. Here we are with the box on the table now, and as you can see from Games Workshop, as always, you've got this fantastic front cover. It's absolutely amazing. You can see a big cartoon image here of the Red Terror on Devlan, and down here's the full-size miniature and some other of the Spectre squad and the NPOs. And the title is Terror on Devlan, Initiative versus Instinct in the Hunt for the Beast. Let's turn the box over now and let's look what's on the other side. On the back of the box you can see the box contents. I'd just like to quickly go through them just so you know what will be detailed in this video. I'll be going through the Kill Team Terror on Devlan dossier, the assembly guide, the combined token sheet, and I'll show you the transfer sheet, all the paperwork that's in here. There's the Kill Team card packs. We'll have a quick look at those. You've got the Spectre squad data cards, the Terror on Devlan NPO data cards, and the Terror on Devlan NPO activation cards. And there's also the 23 Citadel miniatures. You have a full Spectre squad kill team, which is 10 operatives, and they have a Vox relay beacon, which is this one down here. And you have the Red Terror, which is just one NPO model, which is this one here. And then you have the 10 Tyranid termagants and Ripper swarms. So they're in total 11 Tyranid NPOs, and obviously the big Red Terror monster. These one-to-one images here show the fantastic paintwork from the Games Workshop team. Now I don't want to talk about the box all day long, so let's get this on the table and let's get unboxing. So the box is open on the table, and the first thing that jumps out at us is sprues. I love opening new boxes and I love going through these sprues. So the first thing I'm going to do, as always, is to dig some out and to just give you a quick glimpse of them. This one here is the first one I'm bringing out, and as you can probably see here, it's the Red Terror. The body of this Red Terror looks very similar to the Raveners, as you can see here on the serpent-like tail. You know, it's got the same patterns on them as the Raveners. It just looks like a very large Ravener, and all the rib cages and stuff here, the bodywork, it is very much like a large Ravener, like the king or the queen, I suppose, the insect queen of the Raveners. It's got the pincer claws, it's got the tail. And another thing I saw about this model, which I really like personally, was this base with the columns and the pillars. It's going to be really, really interesting painting that. The rules for this model are in the dossier, so we'll go through those. But that's the one sprue, one big sprue for the Red Terror. The next sprues I'm going to dig out for you are down here. It's these ones here. These are going obviously with the Red Terror. These are the termagant sprue. So the termagants are the Tyranid operatives. They don't have the claws. They have the the bioplasmic weapons. On this sprue here, you can see you've got the bodies for the termagants there, and the legs. They're like little push fit type of sprues, and you can see here this is the Ripper swarm. You've got 1, 2, 3, and there's the fourth piece there for the Ripper swarm. These are fantastic to use as well. I use my Hormigant ones all the time when I'm doing my Tyrannid Infestation NPO games, and these are going to be painted up in the same color scheme as the Red Terror, so I think it's going to look fantastic. We'll get to the data cards and the missions for these a bit later in the video. And the next sprues we get down to here are the sprues for the Spectre squad. As you can see, there are 3 of them. I'll pull this big one out first. The Spectre squads are armed with the LAS rifles, and when you put them together, you can either have a LAS carbine or a LAS rifle. The LAS carbine gives it relentless, and the LAS rifle, I think, gives it lethal 5-up, and so that there, I think, looks like the LAS rifle with like the scope on it. And one over here, the smaller one, looks like the carbine. So most of the operatives have got the option of having either the LAS rifle or the LAS carbine. So there's a lot of LAS guns on here. It's a very much a laser-like team for lighting up the enemy. You can see on here there's all the heads. I love all the different heads. I prefer the ones with the helmets and the face masks myself. They're a bit easier to paint, but I just think they look cooler as well. You've got all the pistols and things and arms and cloaks. One of the big faction things here is camo cloaks. So lots of these operatives, as you can see, have all got cloaks. So I'm going to try and come up with some kind of, camo paint scheme with those. These are looking fantastic. And the final sprue down here, we'll get this one out as well. So yeah, there's more of the backpacks and the cloaks and the guns and everything. Now, I've been through the data cards, and there's very little in the way of melee operatives. They generally all have fists, or gun butt is their melee weapon. But it all focuses around LAS rifles, LAS pistols, and like I think on the other sprue down here, there was, if I just quickly get it back up, yeah, you've got like the rocket launcher, and somewhere on here there'll be a melter gun as well. I think it might be that one there. But this Spectre squad kill team is very much a gunline kill team with lots of ranged operatives, but we'll go through the data cards a little later in the video. Now, in all of these Games Workshop boxes, you have this little pack here. I'm going to go through that in just a second, so I'm going to take this out now and just move it to the side and just show you what's in the rest of this box before we get down to it. You have a Cadian transfer sheet. It just basically, it's the standard Cadian transfer sheet that comes with any kind of Imperial Guard sort of model, so they're going to be fun to use. And then under these side pieces here we get down to some bases, and on the other side as well. So this, naturally, I'm presuming, is the base for the Red Terror. Looking at the size of it, it's quite a big, I think, I can't remember what size it is, but it's a big base. And in this here, you have all the other bases for the Termagant and the Cadian team. So that's essentially everything in the box. Let's get back to the dossier now. So next we get down to this pack that's in all of the kill team boxes. It contains all the paperwork and stuff. So I'm just going to open this up and put it on the table. Now, the first thing I'm going to pull out is the Terror on Devlan dossier. Now, I would like to go through these in a lot of detail, so for now I'm just going to put this to one side and just show you the rest of the stuff that's in this pack, and then we'll go through that at the end. We get down to these, which are in all of the packs as well. You've got the kill team tokens. Some people think that tokens are a pain when playing a game, and in kill team there are quite a lot of tokens, but once you've gotten used to it and you learn how to use them, I think they are fantastic. These ones here look like they're the ones for the Spectre squad, and here are the ones for the Red Terror. But these will be in the dossier, and we'll have a quick chat about those, but that's what they look like, and they come inside this pack. Next, we get down to this little booklet here. These booklets, again, are in everything. They are essentially the assembly instructions. So these are very well done, I think, personally. I've used loads of these. When you get these kill teams, even in these box sets, all of these kill teams have generally got two options. One, you can use them in Warhammer Kill Team and you can build the specialists, or you can just build them up as like standard models to use them in the Warhammer 40,000 game. And what you generally get are different color coded options. So if I have a look here, if I try and get it under the camera a bit more, here we have the sharpshooter or just a normal trooper. So as you can see here, we have the sharpshooter and we have the trooper. The sharpshooter is the specialist for using in Kill Team, and it has specialist rules, and the trooper is just a standard operative that you'd use in a game of Warhammer 40,000. And as you flick through the book, you'll see that it's highly detailed, and it does show you there's tons of ways to build these models. There's loads of customability and kit bashing, as they call it. This guy here is the heavy gunner. As you can see, he's got the rocket launcher on his back down here. Hopefully you can see that. And you keep flicking through to loads and loads of kit bashing with these Imperial. It's going to be really, really fun putting those together. Then, yes, we get down to the Red Terror. As you can see, you put together the body there. There's the scything talons and the maw and the pincer tail and the flesh borer. We then get to the serpent-like part of the tail. And as the whole model goes together, and then right at the end, you glue it and then down to the base. So that's all looking fun. This is going to be a great fun. I love painting these big monsters. And then at the end, you get the termagants. So these are very detailed, and obviously putting the models together without them would be a bit of a pain. So they are very, very handy and easy to follow. Next, we get down to the data cards. We have this data card pack here, and we also have another data card pack there. So the first data card pack I'm going to open is this one here. From the look of it, this is for the Tyranids. So, yeah. So as you can see, you've got the Red Terror here. Generic rules. Let's try and get this up onto my... These data cards, you know, they are quite hard to see on the camera, but you've got... Let's get them back down. Sorry about this. You've got the Red Terror generic rules. There, you've got the hunt and the lurk. Essentially, with this model, you have two different attack profiles, two different cars used, whether it's in lurk mode or whether it's in hunt mode, which is determined by the conditions in the mission pack, which we'll go through because it's in the dossier. You've then got the Termagant and the Ripper Swarm NPO data cards. It does have strategy ploys and firefight ploys as well, if you want to use this option as a Nemesis operative, which I'll briefly cover in the dossier as well. And then you've got this activation deck, which is a new way to decide which of the MPO operatives activate. They're numbered 1 to 13, I believe. So that's the data cards there for the MPOs, but they're all in the dossier, which we'll look at in just a second. And then finally, once that's closed, we get down to these. I don't want to go too long, but it's essentially the same thing. You've got the Spectre, Veteran Sergeant, the Field Medic here, the Grenadier. There's one card for each of the specialists of the operatives. There's a team selection, faction rules, faction equipment. They're all in there. Personally, I love these data cards. They didn't put them in the first Hivestorm box, but every box set since has had a copy of them in, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. So that's everything. What I'm going to do now is go through the dossier in detail for you, and we'll have a look at that page by page and see what it says in there. So here we are, and we've got down to one of my favorite bits in all of these box sets is to go through the dossier, and this is the Terror on Devlan dossier. This contains all the great information and the rules, and I'll just quickly start flicking through the pages for you now. You can see here it's produced by the Warhammer design team, and then into the contents. On the contents page then, you've got the Doom of Devlan. Essentially, they're all the same kind of format. You've got a little bit of prologue, an extended prologue with a story, then introduction of the different kill teams, and then obviously the rules of the kill teams and the mission pack at the end. Here on this page here, you can just go straight to the ploys or the data cards. If you wanted to just, you know, dive straight into the kill teams, you've got the page numbers down here. So section 1 is called Devlan. What it is, it's an introduction to the world. These first 2 pages tell you about the story like a prologue. It's really simple. There's a massive ship coming. It's called I forget, oh yes, the Solace of Silence. It reports that there's aliens on board, so they decide to shoot it out the sky to kill the infestation, and pieces of it, they crash lands onto Devlan, and obviously it didn't kill the aliens. They're now all over the planet, and they're really kind of unhappy, and they're angry. So it introduces the Cadian 82nd Heavy Infantry, the Devlan Primus team that's on the planet. Their colonel is Colonel Kowalski, and she has a Spectre squad kill team with a call sign of Jester. And then on this page here, it just goes through death from below and what was lurking on the Solace of Silence. It unleashed a terrible curse upon Devlan, which is the Red Terror, and obviously the other Tyranid operatives as well. These 2 pages are a story. It just continues the fight from the Colonel against the Tyranid infestation. And then it goes down to Spectre squads. These Spectre squads are obviously elite regiments and are raised on the Imperial Guard worlds. It focuses on those. It goes on about call sign Jester, which is the Spectre squad kill team in this dossier, and shows you some more artwork. And then it goes into all of the different operatives available. You have the Sergeant, Gunner, Vox Operator, Grenadier, Heavy Gunner, Loader, Stub Gunner, Sharpshooter, Field Medicare Guide, and the lowly Trooper as well. So that's an introduction to those. There are another 2 pages. This is just the continuation of the story. And then the Red Terror. It basically tells you about the Red Terror itself, and how it lurks underground, and how the cool thing about the Red Terror is that when it eats things, it eats them whole and it regenerates its health. So in the game, you can't kill this monster. You can only make it go underground and regenerate its health. It's quite fantastic, but the rules are towards the end of the dossier. It then basically goes on escalating. This just kind of gives you a little fun guide on how within 14 cycles, within 14 days, that the Red Terror has just destroyed everything, and obviously the Spectre squad has gone out to try and kill it. And then finally, there's a final piece of artwork, and it's the final page of the story, which is all really cool. And after that extended prologue, which tells you about the planet, and it tells you about the kill team, Spectre squads, and it tells you about the Tyranids and the Red Terror, and it introduces you to some characters and a nice story, it goes into the kill team rules. So there's only one actual kill team in this book, because the Red Terror, is not a kill team. And that one kill team we have is the Spectre squad kill team. These are the same format all the time. On the left-hand side here, you have the operative selection. So you get one Spectre squad veteran sergeant. Now, the veteran sergeant here has a scope las carbine and a bionic arm. There are no weapon loadouts to choose really for this kit, and the sergeant is stuck with those weapon options. I personally like to have lots of weapon options, so I can take melee builds or range builds, but this is very much a gunline team, and you don't get to change the sergeant. You have the Spectre squad Vox relay beacon, which is this model down here. Those 2 are mandatory. The sergeant and the Vox relay beacon are mandatory, but then you do have some choices. You've got 9 Spectre squad operatives selected from the following list. We have a Field Medicare, Grenadier, a Guide, a Gunner. Now the Gunner can have one of the following options. It can have a melter gun and fists, or a plasma gun and fists. If you're like me, you'll be taking the melter gun every single time. There's also Heavy Gunner, Loader, Sharpshooter, Stub Gunner, Trooper, and Vox Operator. Now, other than Trooper operatives, your kill team can only include each operative on this list once. So, you can have half a dozen of the Troopers, but all of these specialists here, if you decide to take them, you can only take one of them. And with the following options, you do get a little bit more, weapon selection. You've got the Trooper, the Vox, the Guide. There are 5 operatives. with a little asterisk here, and with those you can either take a las rifle with gun butt or las carbine with gun butt. So I did mention, I think, when I was going through the sprues that some of them have that option. The las rifle is a bit better, but we'll go through the weapons in just a second. Now, the Kill Team Spectre Squad has got 2 faction rules. The faction rules is what makes a kill team what it is, you know, and it changes how they behave in the kill zone. And the faction rules for the Spectre Squad are as follows. You've got the Elite Fieldcraft and the Camo Cloaks. Now, the Elite Fieldcraft, as you can see, is quite a long and complicated rule, but in the ready step of each strategy phase, you will gain 1 Fieldcraft point, or 2 if a friendly Spectre Squad Vox Operator operative is in the kill zone and isn't within control range of enemy operatives. And then at the end of each turning point, you discard your Fieldcraft point. So you get 1 or 2 points depending, and they only last the 1 turn. But what they do is, after an enemy operative that has an engage order performs an action during its activation, you can then spend 1 of your Fieldcraft points to interrupt that activation. And if you do, a ready friendly Spectre Squad operative that isn't within control range of another enemy operative can perform a free shoot, excluding guard, dash or reposition action. So essentially, you know, it's not that complicated. You can basically just interrupt any of their operatives that they activate that have an engage order, as long as your operatives are ready, and then you can obviously shoot or move. It is looking fun. There is a bit more rules to it, but we'll go through it in a bit more detail, you know, in the review guide. Now, the other faction rule is Camo Cloaks. Now, whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Spectre Squad operative, excluding the Vox Relay Beacon, if you can retain any cover saves, you can retain 1 additional cover save, or you can retain 1 cover save as a critical success instead. And this isn't cumulative with improved cover saves from vantage terrain. Now, this is a really, really cool rule, and I'll show you why now. Because if you look, they've all got 5 up saves and 9 wounds, or 5 up saves and 8 wounds, 5 and 8, 5 and 8. They are a fragile team, and this rule here, Camo Cloaks, really is going to help to make them survivable, you know, in the kill zone. But it's essentially just an extra save, or you can save as a crit. You know, it's an improved cover save, which you can see quite a lot in the game. Here, they all get it. It's fantastic. The strategy ploys and firefight ploys are on this page. We have disappear, hidden engagement, ambushing, volley, and patience. I'll go through those later. And obviously dodge, silent killers, sharp reactions, and prepared defense for the firefight ploys. I'll cover those in the review guide. And now we get down to the really cool bit, which is the actual data cards themselves. Up here is the Spectre Veteran Sergeant. So as you can see, he's 2 APL, 6-inch move, 5 up save, and 9 wounds. Has the scope, las carbine, 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 2-3 damage, and lethal 5 up and rending. Now, looking at that there, the 2-3 damage, if you look throughout the whole book, all of these las carbines, las rifles, las carbines, you know, las carbine, las rifles, they're all 2-3 damage. So they're not a very, very strong weapon. 4 attacks hitting on 3s is really, really good, but the 2-3 damage isn't that brilliant at all. And for a melee weapon, he's got the bionic arm, which is 3 attacks hitting on 3s and 3-4 damage. Now, I'll quickly show you now. If you look there, look, the 3-4 damage, everything else, every other melee option for this is 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. I've checked the book, it's 2-3, 2-3. Every other operative in this book has got a worse weapon. He's actually got the best weapon for hand-to-hand melee combat, and it's only 3 attacks hitting on 3s with 3-4 damage. So, you know, they're not a melee team, they are a gunline team. Be very careful not to get into a fight with these guys, or girls, whichever you look. So I'll quickly go through the Spectre Veterans Sergeant's special unique action, and he's got one called mission, issue mission. It's 0 AP, so it's brilliant because he's only got 2 APL, so having a 0 AP action is brilliant. But you select 1 expended friendly Spectre Squad operative, excluding the Vox Relay Beacon. if it's visible to this operative and that hasn't interrupted an enemy operative's activation with the elite fieldcraft faction rule this turning point, and until the end of the turning point that friendly operative can do so even though it's expended, taking precedence over the normal rules. However, if it does, it cannot counteract during the turning point, or vice versa, if it performs the Reaper action, if it's already done so this turning point as well. So, you know, it allows you to basically give out another one of these elite fieldcraft points, essentially, but this time the operative can be expended, not ready, and obviously it can't do the reposition if it's already done a reposition. You know, so it's a chance to shoot. You'll probably be using this on something like the gunner or the heavy gunner, or the sharpshooter, you know, something with a really, really good gun. Or maybe you'll use it on a standard operative with a standard las carbine, you know, if there's a really, really strong chance of actually killing the operative you're targeting. But, you know, that's essentially it. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll wait to the review guide. We have the Medicare Grenadier Guide, Gunner, Loader, blah, blah, Trooper, Vox Operative, and the Vox Rubric. So there are all those data cards there. Next, we get down to the faction equipment page. Sniper Overwatch, Star Shell Flare, T-Vid feed triangulation, and advanced camouflage. I did like this one, so I'm going to quickly go through because I think this is going to be an auto include. But you essentially, any friendly Spectre squad operative, excluding the Vox Relay Beacon, can perform this unique action. It's one action point, and until the start of the operative's next activation, while it has a conceal order and it's in cover, it cannot be selected as a valid target, taking precedence over all other rules, example, seek and vantage terrain, except for being within 2 inches, and the operative cannot perform the action while visible to and within 3 inches of an enemy operative. So if you do have a really, really strong gun line operative with a melter gun or a rocket launcher and you want to keep them secure, then you can use this, you know, to really make sure that they stay safe. I like the look of that. They're definitely going to need it because they are very, very, you know, very easy to kill, very, very squishy. And here's the mark and token guide, one for your advanced camouflage token, the medics, the cool-headed issue, melter mine, and a few other things here as well. So fantastic. And the final page for the Spectre squad is the designer's commentary. So I'm looking forward to this kill team myself personally. I could really do with a gun line team. I'm really good. And then we get down to the mission pack. So, you know, there is no kill team rules essentially on their own foot for this Red Terror, but there is something in here on the mission pack. So very quickly, I mean, it's kind of designed for joint ops, but there is some heads-to-head play. But it says here, look, you cannot fully incapacitate the Red Terror, but you can force it to retreat and regenerate, and this will give you some time to regroup and prepare for its return. So that's kind of like the theme for this mission. It's the Spectre squad versus the Red Terror and these little NPOs. You can't kill the Red Terror, but you can force it underground, and then it will come back on another turn. So you've got the Killzone Volcus map, but this is obviously intended to go with Volcus and not Tomb World. And then you've got the mission pack. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 missions, and here you have a mission profile. So, you know, you play the first 3 missions, then you play the 4th mission. Depending on whether you win or lose will determine whether you do 5 or 6, and then obviously depending on whether you win or lose there will determine 7 or 8 or 8 or 9 respectively. It's like a little campaign tree, and you'll either come out as a glorious campaign victory, an honourable campaign victory, or you'll come out with an honourable campaign defeat or a spirited campaign. So there's like 4 different levels. You either win everything and smash it, or you won, but you know, not, you know, you came second, I suppose, and that would be like, well, a defeat. So, or you got, you know, you got wasted. If the spirited campaign defeat means you got absolutely wasted. So yeah, kill team selection, strategy phase, and the NPO activation cards. As I showed you earlier with the cards, you know, you do have a mission deck here, numbered 1 to 13, which determines NPO activation. So essentially, you know, when it's the NPO side, you just select the card and it will decide what you do. I'm not going to go through it all in detail. You've got your threat principles and you've got your game sequence, and here you've got the data cards for the Termagants and the Ripper Swarm. 2 APL6, 5 up save, 7 wounds, flash borer, claws and teeth. It's got the behaviors, you know, first it will fall back if it's in combat. Second, it will shoot or then reposition in dash. And you also got the Reaper Swarm, which prefers to fight, charge, reposition, dash. If you've done any work with these NPOs, they are fun once you've kind of got, you know, used to how it all works. But it does have the behavior on the data card as well. And then here, it was a 100mm base, by the way. I didn't say the Terror has a 100mm base. So this is the data section for the Red Terror. Now, the Red Terror is a powerful and unpredictable NPO with 2 data cards, each representing its different behaviors, but it does have the following rules regardless of behavior. So you have Fearsome Foe, which means that the NPO cannot be in cover or obscured unless intervening parts are at least 3 inches tall. It basically restricts it from hiding because it's a big model. You've got the burrow action, which is similar to the Raveners, where, you know, obviously whenever this operative performs an action in which it moves, it will burrow. So instead of obviously going through terrain, it could just go under them. It's like fly, but only burrow instead. You just pick it up and set it back in the kill zone within 6 inches of where it was. So essentially it can, you know, go under terrain. Survival instincts. This NPO cannot be incapacitated or injured, and its APL stat cannot be changed. Obviously, what happens is you change its behavior from hunt to lurk. If you manage to kill it all 30 wounds, which is quite big, then obviously it goes into lurk mode and goes underground. And you have a burrow marker token, a regeneration token. I will do a review, I think, on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here. But yeah, it's Red Terror Hunt. You've got the pincer tail, scything talons, and more weapons. And on the lurk, you've got just the scything talons, 2 APL, 6 inch, and 4 up save on all, and 30 wounds as well. So very, very tanky, very, very tanky monster. That's a cool rule as well, this one here, Swallow Whole. Whenever this operative is fighting with this weapon, which is the scything talons and more, after it strikes with each critical success, roll 1d6, and if the result is higher than the enemy operative's remaining wounds, the enemy operative is incapacitated, taking precedence over all other rules, and the NPO regains a number of lost wounds equal to the d6 result. So that's pretty cool, I think. You can just keep regenerating health, but if you do manage to finally kill it, it doesn't die, it just goes under the ground in the lurk profile. So it is looking like it's going to be massive fun playing with the Red Terror, to be honest with you. And then it goes into the missions. You've got the hunt begins on the trail. They've all got their own maps and a few extra rules and conditions. It's looking like a fun thing to play. I don't think I'm going to have to do all of them, but hopefully we can get one game recorded and done as a battle report on the channel. Fire from the Skies, Last Stand, and then down to here. So this is where things get a little bit interesting, because even though the Red Terror and the NPOs are designed for like co-op play and joint ops play, there is here, you know, a way to do player versus player. So you can use the Red Terror as a model on its own. So you select one of the mission packs, and then you've got the activation cards here, and then essentially operative behavior, kill ops, and here strategy ploys. You have strategy ploys just like you'd have with any other kill team, and you have firefight ploys as well. So the rules in this section here determine how you can use the Red Terror, you know, for heads up play. I'm not going to go for, as you can see, there's quite a lot of them, but let me just have a quick look now. The Red Terror operative starts the battle with the hunt behavior, and it will still change data cards as specified on page 50. It cannot perform shoot or fight actions when it's in lurk, so it will need to be disappear underground. Okay, kill op, like the Red Terror's operative. Yeah, so there's too much to go through really, but this essentially, these 2 pages here, page 70, 71, allow you to kind of use it as a standard operative and play a normal heads up game of kill team. And then right at the end, you just have this here. So that's the Kill Team Terror on Devlan Dossier. So we've got to the end of the video again, and I'm just going to quickly kind of outline what's going to happen next, like I always kind of try to do. So painting guides and review guides. I'm obviously going to do a painting and review guide for the Spectre Squad kill team. That will be coming to you. And then we've got the Red Terror and we've got the NPO. So I'm obviously going to do a painting guide on how I painted my Red Terror, and I'm going to paint these Termagants in the same color scheme, and then I'm going to do a review guide on it anyway, because there's quite a lot going around with these Nemesis operatives and the new Nemesis operative pack. So I'm going to kind of show you how I'd use this. And then finally we get down to, you know, the Terror on Devlan. Now I want to try and do a battle report of some type, so hopefully one of these missions in here with the Spectre Squad and with the Terror on Devlan will be done as a battle report. Now, I've had a great time making this video. Thanks for watching Let's Get Critical. Have a great day. Bye-bye.